Hello, welcome to the Wandering Wizards Appalachian Trail Century Report. After each 100-mile section along the Appalachian Trail, I hope to have the opportunity to check in with you and to share some thoughts about my adventure and about life in general. If I'm successful in reaching that northern terminus of the Appalachian Trail, that is Mount Katahdin in Maine, I'll have been able to share with you somewhere around 22 Appalachian Trail Century Reports. So this is Century 1, coming to you from Bryson City, North Carolina, which is actually an Appalachian Trail mile number 137. So why is this adventure important to me at the age of 66? For me, there are lots of contributing factors, but no single reason. One of them, though, for one, is that for as long as I can remember, even as a child, driving in a car, seeing a mountain in the distance, I've wondered what it's like to be at the top of that mountain, what it's like to journey up to that level, up to that mountaintop. This is an opportunity to experience that. Second, when I was 21 years of age, just after college, I was fortunate enough to be able to hike part of the Appalachian Trail from the northern end on the top of Mount Katahdin all the way down to Gorham, Maine, about 220 miles away. I can still remember all of the wonder and the grandeur of that journey, of the places I saw, of the experiences I had. And I'd like to re-experience all of those feelings once again. Third, while my body is 45 years older than it was at that time, I don't really feel less able to do things than I did at that time. Though I do admit that I have some additional pains and discomforts. Fourth, to this point in my life, which has been filled with amazing beauty and wonder, with the love and the fellowship of literally thousands of people, my life has also been busy. And I feel like I've somehow forgotten to be me, who it is to be me. So I'd like to re-experience that, to relearn who I am and what's important to me. Fifth, some of you may know I'm a goal-oriented person, and I wanted a new and challenging goal to attempt since I've retired recently. Sixth, as I said, I'm 66 years of age, and I don't know how much longer I will be able to be capable of this level of strenuous activity. And so, what better time than now to experience this? This journey is not about getting away from people or civilization, from the news, from work, from bills. It's not about proving anything to myself or proving anything to others. It's not about losing weight. It's not about gaining fitness. It's about understanding and discovering who I am and what's important for me. So, lessons. What have I learned so far in this first 100 miles? First, I'm not as strong and my endurance is not as deep as it was 45 years ago. Not a big surprise. Two, I do still love standing on a mountaintop, viewing this planet home of ours, feeling like an eagle in the sky. There's a sense of personal insignificance that comes from experiencing that majesty of this planet, of this environment around us. And yet, the environment around us, this planet, is just this insignificant speck in the universe. And so I think my conclusion is that Significance, what I, or anyone else labels as significance, is irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. What matters is experience. Experience is really all, and all that we can hope for. Next, I've got a lot to learn about achieving personal comfort and personal safety and survival in an environment like the Appalachian Trail, the Appalachian Mountains. So I'm looking forward to learning this as well. I've learned that it's appropriate to take breaks. To take a break either for pleasure, like to observe flowers in their natural environment, to watch a snail crossing a trail. Also to take breaks for safety, such as when the wet weather becomes threatening or when fatigue sets in. I've also learned that I really don't need a lot in order to lead a healthy and happy life. So unless boredom gets in the way, all I really need is protection from the elements, food and water, a purpose for being. I also need others, though, for my own physical and emotional support, to learn from them, to love, and to be loved. It seems to me then that all of the other needs that we have, what we call needs, are ultimately born of boredom. They are related to a personal sense of purposelessness. And so I need to find that purpose that will drive me on now that I have moved on from my prior life as an educator. So, what have I missed? Well, I've been out now for about 2 weeks. First, so far, what I've missed is really only one thing. And that one thing are those people that are most important to me and to my life. So first is the dearest and loveliest love of my life, my wife, Deb. And with every passing day, what I realize is how much I depend on her for support and solace. Now, if you know Deb, and you know me, you realize that both of us are actually very able people. And therefore we can easily survive without a whole lot of help. What I really miss, though, is the sense of being accepted into this intimate family community without the need to prove my own worth. In other words, to be worthy simply for being myself. So I miss this woman most of all. Secondly, I also miss a few other people in my life. I miss all of you, but I miss a few others a little more deeply, such as my beautiful and brilliant, nature-loving, artistic daughter, Simone. I also miss her husband, handsome, equally brilliant musician and philosopher, Alex. And while I can't see them every day, they're still essential elements of my intimate family community. What's next? The next question. Well, I hope you're not disappointed that I haven't shared with you any backpacking tips, ideas for surviving in a snowstorm, for how to roast squirrels over an open fire, or other kinds of critical outdoor skills. I'll save some of this for later centuries. The first lesson is mental and emotional. Socrates cautioned us to know thyself. I think that everything in life extends from this one simple directive: know thyself. Finally, I would like to thank the Medical University of South Carolina's Physician Assistant Studies graduating class of 2022. This wonderful group of people that I've had the opportunity to work with in my last year on the faculty at MUSC, thoughtfully recommended a trail name for me, which is the Wandering Wizard. Thank you. I will bear this name with honor. So, until Century 2 arrives, this is Gil Boissonneau, the Wandering Wizard, thanking you for your support. I will be moving on step by step.